When I booked a trip to the Philippines, I expected beaches, coconuts, and tan lines. What I didn't expect was to accidentally walk into what felt like a nationwide Broadway musical. I'm serious. From the airport to the local carinderia, everyone was singing. Not humming, not softly whispering a tune. I mean full-blown, diaphragm-powered Mariah Carey in the shower singing. It started the moment I landed. As I walked into Ninoy Aquino International Airport, jet-lagged and confused, a man in a bright yellow vest was directing passengers while belting out "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran. I thought it was playing on a speaker, until he hit a high note, looked me straight in the eye, and winked. I froze. Did the airport staff just serenade me while waving the baggage claim sign? Then I noticed the janitor mopping to the beat, the guard tapping his baton like a drumstick, and a whole group of overseas workers harmonizing while waiting for their luggage. It was like being trapped inside High School Musical, Manila edition. I swear I half expected Zac Efron to pop out of customs. After 5 minutes, I realized something important. Filipinos don't need an excuse to sing. My first Jeepney ride confirmed it. I hopped in, holding on for dear life as the driver zoomed through traffic like he was auditioning for Fast and Furious, EDSA Drift. Suddenly, he turned up the radio, grabbed the mic attached to his rearview mirror, and started singing, "Bakit ngayon ka lang?" I looked around expecting confusion, but everyone else was singing with him. The guy beside me did harmonies. The woman in the back added backup vocals while counting her change. Even a random street vendor outside was nodding to the beat like he'd heard the song 300 times that day. I had two choices, stay quiet or join in. Guess what I did? I whispered the only Tagalog I knew. "Salamat po." The whole jeepney clapped. Apparently that's the Filipino version of a standing ovation. I thought maybe this musical energy was just a Manila thing. But nope. I took a domestic flight to Cebu, and the flight attendant announced the safety demo by rapping it. "Fasten your seatbelts, yo! We're gonna take flight. Put your phone on airplane mode. All right?" I almost fell out of my seat laughing. The passengers cheered like they were at a concert. Even turbulence couldn't kill the vibe. Someone in the back started singing "Let It Go." The whole plane joined in. It was like Elsa herself was our captain. When I arrived in Cebu, I stayed in a small hostel run by a Filipino family. Their teenage son played guitar every night, their daughter sang while washing dishes, and the mom, did karaoke while frying longanisa. She looked at me, flipped a sausage, and said, "You sing?" I panicked. Only in the shower." She laughed, handed me a mic, and said, "Then you shower now." That's when I learned karaoke in the Philippines is not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. The first night, I joined them. They sang Whitney, Celine, Aegis, and Bruno Mars. I sang Sweet Caroline off-key, but they cheered like I'd just won The Voice. That's what amazed me. Filipinos don't sing to show off. They sing to connect. It's not about perfection. It's about presence. You don't need the best voice. You just need the guts to sing like nobody's judging. Because in the Philippines, nobody is. I saw that everywhere. A tricycle driver humming My Way while waiting for passengers. A construction worker balancing on scaffolding while belting Tadhana. A guard at the mall casually singing All of Me while scanning bags. You can't escape it, and you won't want to. One day, I was walking through a local market when I heard a familiar voice echoing through the chaos. It was a vendor selling fish and singing Someone Like You. But here's the thing. She was amazing. Like Goosebumps level good. I stopped to listen. People gathered around, and she didn't even flinch, just kept singing while rapping tilapia. After she finished, I clapped and said, "You should be on TV." She laughed. "Why? I already have customers here." That line hit me harder than any concert encore. Because for Filipinos, music isn't about fame or spotlight. It's woven into everyday life, like rice, jeepneys, and endless po and opo. It's how they survive traffic, how they cope with stress, how they show joy, sadness, and everything in between. Music isn't entertainment here, it's therapy. A week later, I visited a public park. There was a small karaoke booth under a mango tree, just sitting there like a magical portal to happiness. A group of construction workers were taking turns singing while passing around soft drinks. Their speaker was cracked, their mic was fuzzy, but their smiles were pure. When one guy started singing Wind Beneath My Wings, his friends laughed, teased him, and then joined in. I felt that lump in my throat, because somehow, that little karaoke corner felt more alive than any concert I'd been to in the US. You know what's crazy? Nobody was on their phone. Nobody cared about recording. Everyone was just there, singing their lungs out under the hot sun, off-key, sweaty, happy. And for a second I thought, maybe this is what peace sounds like. Then came my favorite moment of the trip. I was heading back to my hostel when a sudden brownout hit the neighborhood. The entire street went dark, but instead of panic, I heard laughter. Someone shouted, "Kantahan na lang tayo! Let's just sing instead." Within minutes, people brought out guitars, phones, candles, and started a street karaoke jam session. There were kids dancing, lolas clapping, and a guy drumming on a rice cooker. I joined in, singing Stand By Me with a group of total strangers. It was chaotic, sweaty, and a little off-tune, but it was one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. Because when the lights went out, their spirit didn't. That's when it clicked for me. Filipinos don't sing because life is perfect. They sing because life isn't. They sing through heartbreak, through heat, through traffic, through power cuts, because it makes everything lighter. And maybe that's what makes the Philippines special. Other countries sing for applause. Filipinos sing for connection, for healing, for joy. By my last day, I wasn't just a tourist. I was part of the chorus. At the airport, a security guard greeted me with a big smile. "Miss, you sing before leaving?" I laughed. "You mean now, in front of everyone?" He nodded and pointed at a tiny karaoke setup beside the boarding gate. Of course there was one, so I took the mic and sang Leaving on a Jet Plane. Halfway through, the guard joined in, then the janitor, then a group of OFWs on their way to Dubai. The whole terminal clapped when we finished, and I realized this country didn't just teach me about music, it taught me about joy. Pure, unfiltered, sing even if you can't joy. As I boarded my flight, I thought, only in the Philippines. The land where life may not always be easy, but it will always come with a soundtrack.